It's that time of year again. Time to cast your vote for the best fragrance release of the year, the best fragrance release of all time, the strongest fragrance of all time. Hey friends, Ash here with Gents, and of course I'm talking about the Fragrantica Reader's Choice Awards 2020. What did you think I was talking about? Of course I was talking about that. As of this filming, we've got roughly 8 days to go in the voting for the Fragrantica Reader's Choice Awards. And I want to go over some of the categories with you guys, let you know some of my thoughts, and also encourage each one of you to go out there and vote for your favorites. So we're going to go over today the best fragrance for men that was released in 2020, the best unisex fragrance released in 2020, the best bottle from 2020, best niche fragrance from 2020. Lots of stuff to talk about. Let's do this. As I said, this is for the Fragrantica Reader's Choice Awards for 2020. There's going to be a link in the description where you can go and check that out and cast your votes. Last year, I may have done a little bit of sabotage on the Fragrantica Reader's Choice Awards, and I maybe not, but maybe I did. Gary from SpongeBob SquarePants voted as one of the best Ventus alternatives out there. Maybe I did that. But I'm not going to be doing that this year. I'm going to try not to troll or anything like that. So let's get started. The first category that I want to take a look at is Best Perfume for Men 2020. Now the way that I take this is the best fragrance for men that was released in 2020, but if you actually go in and look at it, some of the fragrances that are being voted on are from 2019. That's actually something that happens every single year in these Reader's Choice Awards. They'll have a category specific for that year, and the readers will be like, nah, man, I'm gonna do something from 2019 or 18, or maybe even 2010. To be fair, the highest rated ones in this category are from 2020, so I think most people are kind of taking it seriously. So let's go over, I guess, the top 5 as of this video. Currently in the lead, number 1 is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Extreme. And I've got nothing bad to say about that. Love that fragrance. It was actually number 1 in my top 10 winner list for men. Number 2 currently is actually from 2019. It's Toy Boy from Moschino. And that one's really divisive. So if you look at that one, there are a whole bunch of thumbs up. I think actually the most thumbs ups of any fragrance in this category as of right now, but also a whole bunch of thumbs downs. Frankly, I don't even think it should be in this category because it was a 2019 release, but hey, it's number 2 as of right now. Number 3 is Le Male de Parfum from Jean Paul Gaultier. I like that one as well, gave a positive review to it, and it's one I really like wearing. Number 4 is Beau de Jour, which is a re-release. It was originally in the Private Blend line, now in the Signature line. Still though, really solid, not gonna argue that. Number 5 as of right now is Interlude Black Iris, also fantastic. Completely love that one. So I really got nothing bad to say about those top 5 fragrances other than just Toy Boy is actually a 2019 release. Make sure to go on there and cast your votes after this video, remember. Now let's check out really quickly Best Perfume Unisex 2020. Typically these are gonna be more niche fragrances, niche and indie. A lot of times niche and indie fragrances are marketed as unisex scents, whereas designer releases most of the time are marketed more toward either men or women. And a lot of times with designer releases, you'll have counterparts. So you'll have a male version and a female version of the same fragrance that comes out at the same time. Number 1 as of right now is By Kilian Angel Share for the best unisex fragrance released in 2020. And that one is great. Number 2 is Black Orchid Parfum from Tom Ford, also a great fragrance. And then it kind of goes off the rails a little bit because number 3, 4, and 5 are all actually 2019 releases. Number 3 is Memoire d'une Odeur from Gucci. Number 4 is Zoologist B. And number 5 is Whispers in the Library from Maison Martin Margiela. Now all 3 of those fragrances got differing levels of praise, but all 3 are in general very highly regarded. The only thing that I have against them, again, is that they're not really 2020 release. Next, let's really quickly take a look at the best niche fragrance category for 2020. Number 1 as of right now is Amouage Interlude Black Iris, and I'm okay with that. And that one's awesome, totally okay. And actually for me personally, that might be where I would cast my first vote for best niche fragrance, at least for me. I just love what they did with the interlude DNA with that one. Number 2 is Angel Share again, from by Kilian, so extremely popular. Number 3 is Zoologist B. Absolutely nothing against Zoologist, it's just 1920. Number 4 is Nishane Ani, so running into the same issue there. Number 5 is Mancera Instant Crush, 2019 again. Let's go ahead and skip to best men's fragrance of all time, because then you don't have to really worry or think about, you know, the year that it came out. Now, I understand a lot of those 2019 releases, especially ones that came out toward the end of 2019, people are gonna think of more as 2020 releases because they probably didn't get their nose on it or weren't able to purchase it until 2020. So I understand where there is that kind of overlap between 2019 and 2020 in the previous categories that we talked about. So let's go ahead and jump into this, the best men's fragrance of all time. Take a look at the top 5. As of right now, number 1 is Dior Homme Intense. And Dior Homme Intense is one of my absolute favorite fragrances ever, period. Freaking love the stuff, think it's amazing. I wear it every opportunity that I can. So if Dior Homme Intense won, I would be okay with that. Number 2 is Terre d'Hermès, of course, from Hermès. And this one is a little bit divisive. I've always thought it was a really nice fragrance, sophisticated, gentlemanly, but a bunch of people just don't like it. The earthiness in there, that sort of dirty facet that it has, some people just cannot jive with that at all. Number 3 as of right now is Dior Fahrenheit, so another Christian Dior. That one's amazing also. It's got that really nice petrol smell to it, fantastic, masculine, has stood the test of time. Came out in the late 80s, still works. Number 4 is another Dior. It's Dior Homme Parfum. That one a lot harder to get your hands on in the US than Dior Homme Intense is, but if you can, Dior Homme Parfum is fantastic. The leather in that one is fantastic. It lasts forever. It is a beast. It's amazing. And then number 5, Creed Aventus. As of this video, thumbs up wise, it has more thumbs up than the number 3 and the number 4 entry in this category, but it also has more thumbs downs. And that's gonna be from people that are just kind of sick of hearing about Aventus all the time and Aventus alternatives and Aventus clones, so I get it. Let's really quickly take a look at this next category. It's basically just beast mode fragrances. Super Sillage 6 foot plus mask, or 6 feet plus mask. It's the name of the category. We've got some carryovers from the last category. I mean, they're not really connected, but at number 2, you have Dior Homme Parfum, and at number 4, Dior Homme Intense. Like I said, those ones have fantastic performance. And number 1, as of this video, is Amouage Interlude. Not Interlude Black Iris that we've talked about in this video already, but the original Interlude, which makes total sense to me. For the longest time, everybody called Interlude the Blue Beast. And if you brought up beast mode fragrances or strong, long-lasting fragrances, everyone would automatically be like, oh yeah, Interlude. Number 3 is Dior Sauvage, another Dior. Dior is just all over the place here. And this one absolutely makes sense to me. Dior Sauvage, the Eau de Toilette, it's a monster. And it's one that too many guys out there have oversprayed. And I know that some of you out there watching this video right now oversprayed Dior Sauvage at one point. You gotta think of the people around you. Sometimes rein it in, less is more. And number 5 is Ultramall, actually, from Jean Paul Gaultier, which is one spot above Kouros. For me, Kouros would be above Ultramall, but what do I know? That being said, those two are neck and neck. They could flip-flop at any moment. They've also got some categories I'm not gonna go over here today with you guys. You can just jump on there and take a look at them. They've got best leather fragrance, best iris fragrance. They've also got some other categories that I'm not gonna go over with you guys here today. They've got best fragrance with no sugar whatsoever. They have best leather fragrance and best iris fragrance. The last one that I wanna take a look at though is I Hate This Perfume. So obviously these are going to be fragrances that the Fragrantica readership just despises for one reason or another. In first place, 1 million from Paco Rabanne. Kind of interesting for me to see 1 million up there, frankly. I understand a lot of people don't like how loud it is. They don't like how sweet it is, how synthetic maybe it comes across. They don't like the bottle. Maybe they think it's super tacky. But for me, 1 million is an important fragrance, and I can't really imagine the world of fragrance without 1 million. Like if it never existed, it's kind of hard to comprehend because it's been everywhere. And that also is gonna be part of the reason that it's up here, its popularity. So as of right now, #1 most hated fragrance, 1 million. In terms of men's fragrances, there are only 2 more in the top 5. Paco Rabanne again at #3 with Invictus. And I'm not as much a fan of Invictus as 1 million. I think 1 million is a better overall fragrance, at least when I smell it, than Invictus. But Invictus is crazy, super ultra popular. Like I've talked about on this channel before, the Invictus DNA is in all kinds of fragrances nowadays, so I get it. And then at #4 is Dior Sauvage, but the Eau de Parfum. So that's an interesting thing for me. Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette is also in the top 10 of most hated fragrances, but it's kind of interesting that more people were like, I hate Dior Sauvage, more specifically the Eau de Parfum. Frankly, I would think the Eau de Parfum would actually be liked by more of the Fragrantica readership because it takes the Eau de Toilette DNA and kind of smooths it out a little bit, makes it a little deeper, not quite as aggressive with the ambroxan. And that's what a lot of people really hate on it for, is that big punch of metallic ambroxan. So you would think the Eau de Parfum, more people would go, I'll let it slide, I'll let it slide. But no, you Fragrantica readers out there apparently really hate the Eau de Parfum. So there are some categories and some really quick thoughts on them for the Fragrantica Reader's Choice Awards for 2020. Again, link in the description. Go ahead and vote. See if you guys can change things around. I'm not gonna tell you to vote for something like Gary, because actually you probably can't even do that now. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Just vote for what you want. Vote from the heart. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there. And of course, I will see you tomorrow with another fragrance video, like always. See you guys.